Today we'll be going with the last unit of your fifth unit of your Java programming language, wherein which you're going to learn what is meant by an applet and graphics programming. So these are the two concepts you're going to learn in this particular unit. So in today's class we're going to start up with what do you mean by applet, differences between normal Java application and applets we will see. An applet is a Java program that runs in web browser. An applet can be fully functional Java application because it has the entire Java API at its disposal. Disposal means when you are executing, it is totally different from your normal applications, because this particular application can be executed through the web browser or can be executed with applet viewer window. There are two ways to run this one, and Java applet is a tiny program, very small program. How you are going to write the application? Same way how you are going to write the normal program, you are going to have with the applets also. And applet is fully functional Java application. Fully functional means what? Whatever the information to write a particular program, or whatever the statements you wanted to include, are having functionalities towards them to execute it in the web browser as well as within the applet viewer. There are two ways you can run this one. Then there are some differences between an applet and a standalone application. What are differences? An applet is a Java class that extends the java.applet class. So when you are going to execute through a Java, then applet, at that position, applet will be extending the applet class. Okay, applet is going to extend the applet class. So normal Java programs will not going to extend anything. When there is a need of a thread, when there is a need of inheritance, at that position you are going to extend one or the another classes. Normal applications are not going to extend anything, but here compulsory Java applet should and compulsory extends the applet class. And here a main method is not invoked on applet, and an applet class will not define main method. So in normal applications you are going to write with main method class, but here there is no any main method class you are going to have, because main method is not at all used, because you are going to execute, just you are going to compile the program in browser, this one window, and you are going to execute the program within browser as well as applet viewer. So for that sake there is no need of an application or a main program or a main method class. Applets are designed to be embedded within a HTML page. Java application normal programs are not having any HTML pages, but applets are going to be designed compulsorily with HTML pages because of some differences in displaying the information on the screens. Okay. When a user views an HTML page that contains an applet, the code for the applet is downloaded to the user machines. Means, what is this? An applet statements, and you will be executing in a web browsers. Okay. Web browsers are nothing but internet programming or internet statements, wherein which you are going to extract the data from the web browser, from the HTML page, and you are going to download in the user's machine that they can execute the correct code for the applets. A JVM is required to view an applet at 100%. In a normal application also you need the JVM, as well as here also you need the JVM, because it is going to convert. The JVM can be either a plugin of a web browser or a separate runtime environment. Either it is a RTE, JRE, or it is not going. It is going to be plugin. Plugin means just it is going to switch between one end to the another end. We can call it as plugins. Okay, the JVM on the user's machine creates an instance of a applet class and invokes various methods during the applet's lifetime. Here, as you know that main class is not present as of your normal Java program. So for that sake, JVM is going to create an object for your applet class, and wherever there is necessity of executing the methods for that particular class will be executed for the lifetime. Lifetime means until the applet is executing. If the applet completes its work, so it is going to stop. Applets have strict security rules that are enforced by the web browsers, because here if you are made with any silly mistakes or a syntactical mistakes or compile time mistakes, at that position Java browser will not going to execute your applets, because the security of an applet is often referred to as a sandbox security, comparing the applet to a child playing in a sandbox with various rules that must be followed. Means you should have to write correctly whatever the functions are there, whatever the methods or classes are there, you should have to call correctly within the applets, then only you can execute them very correctly within the web browsers. Otherwise you are going to get an output errors, nothing but called as 1 second and runtime errors, you can see. Other classes that the applet needs can be downloaded in the single archive file, that is jar file. Okay, here the collection of programs can be called as a jar file, but here applet can create its own jar file. So that is the differences in between your normal standalone Java application as well as applets. So 6 to 7 different types of parts you are going to have here, wherein which it is going to have a single statement where it is going to define that applet is to entirely different from your normal Java standalone applications. Okay, so how you are going to create or prepare a applets? Preparation of applets is writing an applets within the Java programming language. The following are the steps that are involved in developing and testing the applet. First, you are going to write a program, applet code, and save it as .java file. Then afterwards, when you're going to compile that file, you're going to have with a .class file. When you're going to compile the class file, then you're going to write an HTML page. Within that HTML page, you are going to prepare or incorporate with the applet tag. Name the file name for that one, and then afterwards you go for testing the applet code. Testing the applet code means whether it is going to link the applet Java program with the HTML page or not. If it is going to link, then you are going to have a execution correctly. And another one thing over here, what is that means, when you are created an HTML page and applet code, at that position you should have to define or create them within one single folder where they can communicate very easily. Without having any communication, we can't do any part of it. So building an applet code to to build the applet code, two classes of Java library are essential, namely applet and graphics. The applet class is contained in java.applet package, provides life and behavior to the applet through its methods such as init, start, and paint. Unlike with applications where Java calls the main method directly to initiate the execution of the program, when an applet is loaded, Java automatically calls a series of applet class methods for starting, running, and stopping the applet code. The applet class therefore maintains the life cycle of an applet. So you're going to have a life cycle and applet, we shall say afterwards. What he is going to say here, he is going to make an differences between Java applets as well as your Java standalone application here. When you start to execute a Java application, when you're going to execute a Java applet, so at that position, the behavior of that applet package will call the initialization method, starting method, stopping method, and painting method, because it is going to create a window for you. Within that window, you are going to define the different types of values. Hence, here within the next part, what you are going to have, you will be defining with the part like Java is going to call normal Java application is going to call the normal statements. What it will be doing, Java application will be calling the normal statements, where the applet is going to call the starting methods, running methods, and stopping methods, like that. Okay, so these are the simple statements you are going to have. We will see these all the things in coming next class. Okay, so this is general format of an applet, how applet can be defined here. So when you are going to write an applet program, that within that applet program you are going to start with AWT, abstract window toolkit, we can say. that is called as abstract window toolkit. Already have defined in the packages or within the packages. Okay, then you want to have a applet compulsory. If you want to extend the class applet, you should have to incorporate package called as applet. Public class applet, class name extends applet. Here you are going to write the statements whatever you wanted to execute within the applet viewer. Then proceeding with those all the things, either you wanted to make any declarations, whether you are going to make any initializations, whether you are going to make any some part of information you wanted to go for it, each and everything can be written. And this particular part is defined for painting. Painting means writing within applet. So whatever the calculations you are going to do, if you wanted to display those all the things within applet, you will be going to access with this particular method called as paint. Okay, so hence I am going to stop here itself. Rest other things we will discuss in next class. Thank you.